chaos for electric vehicle owners. Teslas are dying in line at charging stations, having to be towed back home as owners say the cold is affecting their batteries.
Stranded in the cold with a dead Tesla, is this the chilling reality of our EV future? Discover why a winter crisis at a Chicago Supercharger station is sparking urgent questions about the reliability of electric vehicles in extreme conditions. In the growing era of electric vehicles, EVs, Tesla has been at the forefront, championing the transition from traditional fuel-powered cars to electric ones, while promising an optimal future with their new inventions. The success of their transition? Well, it's becoming doubtful with every passing day because a recent incident at a Chicago area supercharger station has sparked a heated debate over the practicality and reliability of EVs, especially in extreme weather conditions. But what really happened? An unexpected scenario unfolded in Chicago. A fleet of Teslas became inoperative due to falling temperatures, raising serious questions about the adaptability of EV technology in less than ideal weather conditions. Cars have problems in extreme cold. That's a fact, regardless of if the vehicle is electric or powered by an internal combustion engine. Chicago is seeing an extreme cold wave at the moment. The Windy City can have a low temperature of 2 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 19 degrees Celsius. That felt like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit and negative 29 degrees Celsius after the wind factor. These extreme temperatures have been blamed for issues at Tesla supercharger stations across the city. Fox News reported on a bunch of Tesla vehicles stuck with no power and unable to charge at a supercharger station in Chicago. But does low temperature affect EV cars only? Are gas-powered engines unaffected? It's very common for gas-powered cars not to start in the cold. Then why such harsh reactions by EV car owners only? As for electric vehicles, you won't believe it, but the higher the price you pay, the more it negatively affects the range and charging speed of the electric vehicles. Curious to know what people's reactions were due to the experience? Nothing. No juice, still on 0%, said Tyler Beard, who has been trying to recharge his Tesla at an Oak Brook Tesla supercharging station since Saturday afternoon. And this is like 3 hours being out here after being out here 3 hours yesterday. Beard was among dozens of Tesla owners trying to desperately power up their cars at the Tesla supercharging station in Oak Brook. It was a scene mirrored with long lines and abandoned cars at scores of other charging stations around the Chicago area. This is crazy. It's a disaster. Seriously, said Tesla owner Shalise Mazel. Mazel was forced to abandon her car and get a ride from a friend when it wouldn't charge. Another man summed up the situation succinctly. We got a bunch of dead robots out here. Kevin Sumrak told the Fox station that he landed Sunday night at Chicago O'Hare International Airport and found his Tesla dead and unable to start. He was forced to hire a flatbed tow truck to haul the vehicle to a working charging station. The question here arises, was this actually an issue in Tesla's EV cars, or is it an issue overall for all EV makers? The effect of cold weather on EV battery efficiency was not an unpredictable event, but is backed by substantial research. Studies have shown that in cold weather, particularly when temperatures drop below 20 degrees Fahrenheit, an electric car's range can decrease by as much as 41%. This dramatic reduction is due to the extra energy required to heat the battery and the decreased chemical activity within the battery at lower temperatures. In normal conditions, Ms. Rivera's car can drive up to 273 miles on a single 30-minute charge. This week, Ms. Rivera said she has awakened to find about a third of her car battery drained from the overnight cold. As temperatures plummeted, she spent hours every morning waiting in line and recharging the battery. Moreover, charging an EV in cold weather can be more time-consuming. The same battery chemical processes that reduce driving range also slow down the charging process. It's estimated that charging times can increase by approximately 15 to 25% in freezing conditions. This is not just an inconvenience, but can be critical in situations where drivers are reliant on quick charging to continue their journey. So, are gas combustion engines taking the lead in this aspect too from EV cars? In contrast to EVs, gasoline engines are less affected by cold weather. The internal combustion process in gasoline engines generates significant heat, which helps maintain operational efficiency even in freezing temperatures. While gasoline engines do experience some efficiency loss in cold weather, it is considerably less than that of EVs. For example, a gasoline car might see a range reduction of only about 12 to 15% in cold weather, compared to the 41% potential reduction for EVs. This is truly inspiring considering that most of the areas where EVs are sold face periods of low temperatures, and with the increasing climate change threats, the issue could go to the next level. Was this the only issue that has made customers go furious over Tesla, or is there anything unrevealed yet which disappointed the customers further? In the midst of the charging crisis at the Chicago Supercharger station, the factor that worsened the whole scenario was Tesla's initial lack of response to customer complaints and emails. As Tesla owners faced the inconvenience and anxiety of being stranded with unchargeable vehicles, many turned to the company for assistance. This silence not only left customers without immediate remedies, but also raised questions about Tesla's preparedness to handle such crises. In a study by American Express, it was found that 78% of consumers have bailed on a transaction or not made an intended purchase because of a poor service experience. For Tesla, this kind of dissatisfaction could have long-term implications, especially as the EV market becomes more competitive and consumers have more options. Coming back to this issue, do you think Tesla should be the only one to be blamed and highlighted when almost all electric vehicle owners face the same issue? According to NPR, the issues are not specific to Tesla, but any electrical device that utilizes a lithium-ion battery. Colder climates have been known to cause cell phone batteries to lose efficiency. Then why was Tesla highlighted only? This is part of the price Tesla pays for being an unusually notorious company that accounted for 55% of all EVs sold in the US last year. At least the New York Times spoke to a non-Tesla owner, a Chevrolet Bolt owner who said he set out on Sunday for a charging station with 30 miles left on his battery. Within minutes, the battery was dead. He had to have the car towed to the station. Why there weren't more stories from other charging stations or EV owners, we're not sure, but one thing has not been figured out yet. As people in the industry study what went wrong in Chicago, some suggest that the charging infrastructure may have been simply outmatched by the extreme cold weather. We're just a few years into EV deployment at scale, Mr. Gore said. This is not a categorical problem for electric vehicles, he added, because it has largely been sorted out in other places. But some of the countries with the highest usage of electric vehicles are also among the coldest. In Norway, where nearly 1 in 4 vehicles is electric, drivers are accustomed to taking steps, such as preheating the car ahead of a drive, to increase efficiency even in cold weather, said Lars Godbolt, an advisor of the Norwegian Electric Vehicle Association, which represents more than 120,000 electric car owners in Norway. Charging stations in Norway see longer lines in the winter than in summer since vehicles are slower to charge in colder weather, but that has become less of an issue in recent years since Norway has built more charging ports, Mr. Godbolt said, citing a recent survey of members. Also, the majority of people in Norway live in houses, not apartments, and nearly 90% of electric vehicle owners have their charging stations at home, he said. With a gas or diesel-powered car, drivers have complete confidence that they will find gas stations, so are less focused on their decreased efficiency in cold weather, he said. If electric vehicle charging infrastructure isn't in place, it can be more of a concern. Will the US EV makers sit idly or resolve the issue at the earliest? Only time will tell. Major EV players in the US, including Tesla, are pouring substantial resources into enhancing their charging networks. Recent exports indicate investments running into billions of dollars aimed at expanding and improving the resilience of these charging stations to cold weather. The focus of these upgrades includes integrating advanced thermal management systems within charging stations. These systems are designed to maintain optimal equipment temperatures, thus ensuring effective and consistent charging performance even in freezing conditions. Preliminary data suggests that such technological improvements could reduce the impact of cold weather on charging efficiency by approximately 20 to 30%. The alarming situation at Chicago Supercharger station serves as a critical wake-up call to the EV industry. This incident not only challenges Tesla, but also ignites a broader conversation about the resilience of electric vehicles as a whole. Will Tesla be able to recover from this crisis, or will we witness the downfall of the best industry leader in this year? How will US manufacturers ensure that EVs are as reliable in the bitter cold as they are in milder climates? The industry must address these pressing issues as we accelerate towards an electrified automotive future, or else substitutes will overtake the market soon.